And now to the world of sports. Following Nigeria's poor representation and low medal ranking at the just concluded 2025 World Athletic Championship, a sports analyst Dr. Decry has called on the Ministry of Sport to take actions which should be accompanied with consequences when there is negligence in the call of duty of some sports administration bodies.
We need to get our acts in order and not just be shouting luck or favor or God helping. We need to take care of player welfare. How do they train? There was a video of Toby Amusa running on Unilag track. Why should our athletes of that level be training in Unilag? It's a security risk. If athletes are not good. So now when they compare how with those who get there, so you now have to rely on the strength, the mental strength or individual motivation of the athletes. If you look at those who went for the contingent, how many were raised in Nigeria? The boy who got to the 100 meter hurdles final. Now NCAA, that's now a National Collegiate Athletic US that developed into what he is the NCAA champion. Toby Amusa, I already know how she got her story. Which one did Nigeria develop? Which one? Which from scratch? We only wait for that country to develop for them. We remember that person's mother or grandmother is Nigerian. So in as much as I congratulate the US, I congratulate China, I congratulate Kenya for always doing us proud, and Jamaica, and even Botswana, you can see the number of African countries in the medal position have increased. This year there were 49 main countries on the medal table, almost the highest in history. Because more countries are taking athletics and sports generally serious as a business, unlike us who take it as a fun or pleasure or inshallah, God help us. So I think we need to go beyond talking into actually doing. If they come back from something like this, why can the ministry not probe the AFF board to see how funds were disbursed, how funds were utilized, when they were released, and do some really introspection and then make heads roll? They know nothing will happen. The infection chairman was quarreling with athletes because he knows nothing will happen. In a serious country, something would have happened. So I think we need to have actions. Actions will have consequences. If you perform poorly like in football, you are sacked. If you perform poorly, you go to the tournament and you don't get any medal, you are sacked. When they do that, they will sit up.
Furthermore, a political and sports analyst, Comrade Abraham Soko, has regarded the situation as an issue of maladministration and a show of shame, while calling for probe of the officials.
Subsidy removal is for us to actually pay up funds for some of these critical sectors, and sports included. The allocation for sports for 2025 in the budget alone, I think, was almost about 100 billion. And in that 100 billion, athletics got the equivalent of $2.2 million. Now you have just one major tournament for the year of 2025, which is the Athletics Championship. So are you saying that with a budget of $2.2 million, forget about the sponsors now, you cannot put up a reasonable performance, you cannot structure your administration properly, you cannot give them the kit, you cannot give them the adequate materials? You understand? I think that these are things that we shouldn't be talking about. The contingent for leadership was only 22 officials, according to them, 15 athletes and 7 officials. Now, for 22 individuals, you could not give them the best or almost the best. But come on, I believe that we ought to get better. We ought to do better than what we provided these athletes. So it was a complete show of shame. And I'm glad that with social media exposure and everything, people are beginning to speak out. I want to commend Toby Amusa. She actually went on to win the silver medal for her category, and I want to commend her for having the courage to actually speak up, because these funds are valuable. I think what we have now is maladministration. It's not a matter gone are the days where we're talking about funding. Now what we have now is maladministration. So I believe that we actually need to do better. I want to call for the officials that are in charge of our athletics to be probed, because we cannot continue on this path that we are on. I think it's a complete show of shame.